Hey, it's story time. I just wrote this and I'm going to read it for you. It's Sunday at 4:32 p.m. and I'm sobbing. I have just watched the final episode of a series called 6 Feet Under and I am gutted by its ending. The series aired from 2001 to 2005, but somehow it had escaped my attention and I hadn't seen a single episode before. That's really saying something. I am a self confessed TV addict. In fact, whenever someone self righteously proclaims, I don't watch much TV, I respond with an indulgent, oh my God, I love TV. Since I innocently pressed play on episode 1 just weeks ago, I have been glued to the television with rapt focus. Some nights I was so sleepy I could hardly keep my eyes open, but I kept going, telling myself, just one more episode. Now it's over. I've been sitting on the couch in my pajamas since 9 a.m. watching episode after episode, knowing I would finish the series today with both excited anticipation and underlying dread. The dread you feel when you know you're about to lose something that's really important to you. The tears are streaming down my face, partly because these new, dear, fictitious friends of mine are gone, and partly for what they taught me about life, about family, about grief. The series depicts a family owned funeral home, and each episode begins with someone's death. We are drawn into the story of each loss, but even more so into the Fisher family dynamics, which are layered with chaos, secrets, failures, success, love, friendships, loss, hope, addiction, friction, stress. We, as the viewer, are along for the ride. What really affected me was seeing the series as more of a mirror, a reflection of real life's layered complexities, messy relationships, family tension, the emptiness and heartache caused by betrayal. I could not stop watching. I've been telling everyone I know about the show and encouraging them to watch. One night at book club, I had to admit to my group that I was distracted from reading actual books because I was so caught up in this new to me show I'd been watching. If you haven't seen it, I said, you just have to watch it. Really, in book club, I sat in my seat and told people to watch TV. This is how I discovered that two of my favorite people, Russell and his partner Adam, also love the show. I am ecstatic. They get it, and I feel understood. Just wait, they said. Buckle up. This both excites me and worries me. How can it get more tumultuous than every episode has been? It's the best series finale I've ever seen, they said. Others have echoed this. I was not prepared. Something I don't like about myself when it comes to movies and TV is that I'm constantly trying to guess what happens next, how the story will end, who did it, what's the twist, what clues are they giving us. Throughout all 5 seasons, I kept trying to guess how this family saga would get wrapped up. So many storylines and loose ends just whipping about in the wind. I did not guess correctly. When you die, where do you want to be buried? I asked my husband over appetizers last night at dinner, the violinist playing soothing and romantic dinner music behind us, a large group of people celebrating a birthday at a table to our left. If you died tomorrow, I wouldn't know what to do with your body, I said. He looked at me, taken aback at the pairing of crab cake and brie en croûte with this side of macabre discussion about our certain eventual deaths that I've so shockingly ordered up for us, apropos of nothing. I have no idea, he said. I guess I'm detached from it. It doesn't feel like something that will ever happen to me. I mean, I know it will, but I just can't really think about it, he said. Well, do you want to be cremated? Do you want to be buried up in the Delta where your parents are? Because I was thinking, if you wanted to be cremated and I get cremated, maybe our ashes could be mixed together and we could be together forever. He is both unfazed and a little weirded out by my dinner conversation of choice. See, my husband is my only family in the state where I live. I think I have a burial plot back home in Florida, but I don't want to be buried. I want to be cremated. My ashes spread at my favorite childhood water skiing spot while Cool Change by Little River Band plays on a waterproof speaker. There's a whole Spread My Ashes playlist that includes For a Dancer by Jackson Browne, Southern Cross by Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and Sailing by Christopher Cross. What? You don't have a funeral playlist? You'd better get one. My mother's side of the family has a huge section at a perpetual care cemetery back home. I grew up going there. My grandmother and her sisters would make a day out of it, all going out to change out the old artificial flowers for new ones, the faded winter poinsettias removed in favor of pastel Easter palettes, tulips, daffodils, lilies, peonies. We would walk from grave to grave, and they'd tell stories about their loved ones. It wasn't a sad occasion, just a remembrance, but I never go there. I find no comfort in visiting a grave, and I am certain no one will visit mine if I outlive my parents, my husband. Who would come? When you think about it, it's a strange tradition, the dead taking up space the living could use. I don't want that for myself, but everyone's different. When someone dies, you get mere hours to start making incredibly important decisions about how to mark and celebrate someone's entire life. I think it would feel like an incredible amount of pressure to do that with no advance preparation. I don't want to leave my family with a single question about what I would want. My entire career revolves around making stressful situations less overwhelming for people. I certainly don't want to create stress for those I love. So, for the record, when I go, put on your cutoffs, rent out the pirate ship party boat, bring the Bluetooth speaker, and cue up the playlist. I don't want a sermon. I don't want a somber service with tissues and dirges. Okay, I probably would enjoy it if you cried a little bit for me. I'm not going to lie. But really, just tell funny stories about me and smile as my ashes settle on top of the waters of the Gulf of Mexico. When you think of me, I hope you'll laugh and remember the good. The series of my life has been full of chaos at times. Most episodes have had love. Some have had loss, but the premise of my story is a woman whose life is filled with happiness and laughter, adventure and curiosity. She is happily married to the love of her life. She is content, at peace. I'm on season 53 right now, but it feels like it just started yesterday. I have no idea how it will end. I am filled with excited anticipation and exactly zero dread. But I'm addicted to this life I've created, and I know I'll keep whispering to myself even when my eyelids feel too heavy to continue. Just one more episode.